everyone for coming out today. It's quite the turnout. So it's been an exciting couple of months, to say the least. It's such a rare opportunity for an Olympic Games to come to your country, and for you to be able to play in it is even that much more of a thrill. So it has been an absolute thrill, and it was great to see everyone get caught up in the Olympic fever here over the last couple of months. There have been a ton of highs over the last couple of months leading up to these games, and I'd love to go over every one of them with you guys, and we might have time in a bit, but I picked 3 highlights that I wanted to share with you guys of the games that really stood out in my mind that I'd like to share with you guys. The first one being the Olympic torch relay that was held here in Chestermere before the Olympics were underway. I think that was an outstanding decision by the town to bring the Olympic torch here, and it really, just to see all the excitement, and I think all the town was out to watch that display, was just an amazing event. It was very inspiring knowing that I was going to be playing in the Olympics. To see the whole town behind the Olympics was unbelievable. And I think they made a really good decision picking Marla Forth as the torchbearer. She's been an outstanding citizen of this community, and she's a role model for myself and a lot of others, I'm sure. And I think they did a great job with picking her as the torchbearer. So
thank you.
Well done, Marla. So that was one of my highlights, was the torch relay here in town. Another one was actually, if any of you guys were able to watch some of the curling during the Olympics, and the curling venue that we were able to compete in was unbelievable. I know a number of you guys were at the Briar last year at the Saddle Dome, and it was quite a vibe in there, but to witness what went on at the Olympics in the curling venue was unbelievable. They had about only 6,000 fans, which aren't a lot compared to the Saddle Dome, but the electricity and the energy in that building was unparalleled, and just to be able to wear that maple leaf on your back and to see the whole country behind you was a pretty cool feeling. So that was one of my second highlight, especially when you're playing in the middle of a game and all of a sudden they break out in the national anthem, and you don't know if you should throw or just pay your respect for the anthem. So it was a pretty cool feeling, though, that's for sure. And my third one was, I'm sure there's a couple of hockey fans in this building too, and we were lucky enough to go to the gold medal hockey game, USA versus Canada. And we were 10 rows up when Sid the Kid scored the game winner in overtime, and that was quite a thrill, because that was the record-breaking 14th goal for Canada, and to be part of that was an amazing feeling. We played in 10 or 11 curling games, but I never was so nervous than I was watching that hockey game on that Sunday. So that was definitely one of my highlights as well. And the excitement didn't end after the Olympics. We were here. I came home for one day, and then we were out back to Halifax and Toronto. We sort of had a whirlwind media tour, and as much fun as it was pretty draining, just taking a million photos and autographs, and then it was really nice to be able to come back to Chestermere, where I do definitely call home, and to be able to relax and come back here. Actually, I got a funny story for you guys. I had quite the homecoming a couple of nights ago when I came back for my first night here in a long time, about 6 weeks I think it was. And when I was here for one day after the Olympics, I worked a 24-hour shift, and my captain at the time, who doesn't have a truck, he asked me to borrow my truck because he had something to move while I was away in Halifax. So I being a fellow firefighter, a nice guy that I am, I lent him the truck, and lo and behold, when I came back, they had pulled a bit of a prank on me. I don't know if you ever seen the show Pimp My Ride or Punked, but it was pretty much a combination of the two, what they did to me. And so anyhow, they had painted my truck and put some funny logos on it that I definitely would not have put on myself. And they're pretty proud. I'll just give a little bit of a history and background about myself at Chestermere. I began firefighting, volunteering out here 6 years ago when I first moved to Calgary. And at the time, another funny story, I had an interview with these two guys over here, Brent Piquet and Mike Brissett, and in the interview I was nervous. It was my first time applying for a firefighting position, and they said, what do you want to do with your life? And one of the things I said, well, I want to win an Olympic gold medal in curling. And they looked at me like, who is this guy? Who does he think he is, right? So, and they reminded me of that story this week, so it was that brought back some good memories. And so over this time, I volunteered 6 years ago, and over this time, I really got to know the town of Chestermere. and really enjoyed being out here. Just the the friendliness of the community out here, the easygoing natured folk, and I just really felt comfortable. It was everyone I met, it was a great sense of community, and just really felt comfortable out here. And that's one of the big reasons why 3 years ago I decided to call this my home and move out here. And I felt it's one of the best towns I've ever been part of. And I'm also an avid outdoorsman. So a couple of years ago, about 4 years ago, Brent took me fishing for the first time, and I realized that they actually have fish in this lake. So after that, I was hooked. 3 years ago, I bought myself a little fishing boat and moved out to Chestermere, and I've been out here ever since, and it's been great to be out here. So now, over the past few years, our team has trained harder than ever to get to these Olympics and to represent Canada and to reach our Olympic dream. And there are many friends in the town that I'd like to acknowledge and who have really played an important part of my whole journey, and they definitely share a big chunk of this gold medal with me. So I'd just like to acknowledge a few of you guys out there today. First off, the Rec Center and Edge Fitness. The Rec Center, we for the most part, train out of Edmonton for curling, but a lot of the times I train on my own here out of the Rec Center, and I go over and see Debbie and the nice ladies over at the Rec Center office, and they make sure that there's curling ice ready during the day if I ever need it. So it's been great to have that support here. As well, Edge Fitness, it's a very hardworking, family-owned and run gym upstairs, and Chad and Christine do a phenomenal job. They have great equipment up there, and they've supported myself and the fire department for the past couple of years. Safeway has been a major supporter, and the Tim Hortons. If you guys don't watch too much curling, Tim Hortons is a major supporter of curling in Canada. They support the Tim Hortons Briar, and they're a major part of why curling is so popular in this country. So kudos to Safeway and Tim Hortons in the town. I have to give a shout out to the schools in the town. I was lucky enough to go over and visit Rainbow Creek before the Olympics, and I actually gave them a jersey, and they watched all the games and cheered me on big time over that time. So it's great to be able to have an influence on a lot of younger people's lives. And Rainbow Creek, I'm going over to Prairie Waters and St. Gabriel's this week to show the medal around and take some pictures and say hi to everyone everyone around there. And I just wanted to, if there's any students here or any parents of students in those schools, there's a great junior curling program that's run here at Chestermere Rec Center. I'm going to be out there in a couple of weeks helping out with the junior program in Marla on next Sunday. So hopefully we'll see some new faces out there. A couple more here before we get to cut that cake. First and foremost, Mayor Patricia Matthews and everyone with the town of Chestermere. Again, for organizing that torch relay and for really rallying the town and getting that Olympic spirit going in the town. I think that's a very important, and it was a great part of this community, and I appreciate you guys doing that. And just to let you guys know, as firefighters, we get to visit the town hall quite regularly. They have all our mail in there, so we go there almost every shift, and it's very reassuring to see such positive faces and attitudes when we go in there. It's always a treat to go in and deal with everyone that works at the town. And just to let you guys know who don't really know Mayor Patricia Matthews, if we could have gone to any town or city in this country and picked a mayor, hand-picked a mayor, I don't think we could have picked a lady as good as Patricia Matthews. So she's a wonderful lady. We're very lucky to have her. And last but definitely not least, my crew over at 59 Station, Brian Pomeranke, Craig Passmore, Brent Paquette, and Mike Brissett. These four guys are truly great leaders, and I believe we're in really good hands when we got four guys like these guys leading the way at the fire hall. So definitely, if you have some time today, go ahead and say hi to these guys. They're great guys, and they're very passionate about the well-being of our community. So anyhow, thanks again, everyone, for coming out. It's great to be part of Chestermere. Hopefully everyone's hungry because we got some good-looking cake over there. And let the party begin.